Hello folks, today I'll be looking at a vampire deck I made. It's red and black, mainly black though, since that's the route I like to go down. Some people would argue that vampire counters really matter, but I'm building this fairly differently. But without counters, this deck is also pretty good. The only counter-based things I have are Curse of the Stalked Prey, which is really good because as soon as you attack an opponent, your vampires can get +1/+1 counters. And yep, so here's the thing. Stormkirk Captain, very good. Gives all your vampires first strike and +1/+1. Fairly decent, just a 3-drop. Next would be Bloodline Keeper. I run 4 just because I love this guy. There's a lot to say about him. He's flying and he's a 3/3. If he taps, he can put 2/2 vampires into play. And once he transforms, he turns into, I think, Lord of Lineage, which gives all your vampires a +2/+2 buff, and you can still create more vampires. And the prerequisite for transforming him is actually just having 5 vampires in the field and paying 1 mana. So, fairly decent, very good, because he buffs absolutely everything. So late game, when some of your vampires are weaker, then, you know, he can buff them, which is really good. Vampire Nighthawk, I have no idea why no one would want to run this, but it's fairly staple in a vampire deck. Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink, I think you guys know why I do that. Pulse Tracker. Great thing about him, he's a 1/1/1, but when he attacks, he deals an additional 1 damage. So each opponent loses 1 life. Great in multiplayer, but it's additionally attacking for 2. Which is good. Gatekeeper of Malakir, 2-drop for 2 black, and you can kick it once for 1 black, and target player sacrifices a creature. So it's a creature that makes other people sack creatures. So it clears the field that way. Vampire Nocturnus, Iron 4, it's 1 colorless, 3 black. Basically what you do is you reveal the top card of your library. If it's black, you just leave it on top. Well, you just reveal the top card of your library and play with it face up. And then if it's black, your vampires get +2/+1 in flying, hence why I play more black, for that reason. Stormkirk Noble, I just play 2 of them. 1-drop, cannot be blocked by humans, and he gets 1/1 counters every time he attacks. Very good 1-drop and very good early game. Same with Pulse Tracker. So I use them early game, basically. And win the Rune Sage. If games go on long enough, this guy would be actually good. During my upkeep, people sacrifice a non-vampire creature, so more sacrificial stuff, and obviously I wouldn't have to sacrifice my own creatures. Bloodlord of Vazgoth. Gives all your vampires Bloodthirst 3. So as soon as I deal damage to an opponent, I can bring out another creature, and it will have +3 counters on it. So if I were to bring out a Vampire Nighthawk, it would have +3 counters on it if I dealt damage to an opponent. As I said, Curse of the Stalked Prey, I already explained that. Lightning Bolt, I run 3. It's a good removal card, which is what I primarily use it for 1 mana. Never a bad idea. Doomblade, another removal card for creatures. A staple for a black deck, I think. It's amazing. Ultimate Price, 2 more removals. Destroy monocolored creature for 2 mana. Dreadbore, another removal. Destroy target creature or planeswalker, always great. One thing to mention is I do not have any good dual lands, so right now I'm using 3 Rakdos Guildgates, 4 Mountains. I made sure that nothing in this deck had 2 red mana symbols in it for when you bring it out. The only things that I have with red in it are Stormkirk Captain, Dreadbore, Stormkirk Noble, and Curse of the Stalked Prey. So that does not require a lot of mana. So for that reason, I didn't put in a lot of red mountains. So a Chrome Refuge, I'm only running 1 for some reason. I should run more. Vivid Crag, once again, I should run more. It can, it comes into play tapped with 2 charge counters, and those charge counters can be used for adding 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. always great in any deck. So that's good. And Evolving Wild. So if I want to look for a mountain, because I have such few mountains in my deck, I can always look for one. Or if I have too many mountains in a hand, then, you know, I could look for swamps. Pretty straightforward. So here's my vampire deck. It works out fairly well unless I'm going up against a control deck. This would be considered modern. I'm trying to deviate away from standard just because it's so limiting. So yep, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one.